Welcome to Not Your Average Cinema. Today we are going to be reviewing the Fantastic Four First Steps movie. So the new Fantastic Four with the new crew, new cast here. Uh,
A
I think.
cast you were excited about the moment you heard
Oh,
it.
I was excited. I was very excited, considering I didn't know any of them personally. Come to find out, I think isn't old Flame On? Isn't he Eddie from
Yes.
Stranger Things? Did not realize that. And I did know Pedro Pascal, but I'm not personally the biggest fan. I don't know how he's in so many movies. I'm like, I just don't get it. There's something likable about, I don't know, who are the other big names? I'm thinking Timothy's in a lot of movies and
Oh, yeah.
Spider-Man, Tom Holland.
Yeah.
Like, I know they were in a lot in a short period of time, but there was something more likable about them. I don't know. There's just
Yeah.
something about Pedro that just weird to me. It doesn't work. It
He's
doesn't work for me.
usually
So,
he's not very flamboyant with his characters. He's usually very kind of straight character. And
mhm.
I think it works for him here as the smart guy just about the brain. But yeah, so we'll get kind of into our thoughts going into it. So you were probably maybe a little mixed right away. I was as well. I think this made your most anticipated of the year back in January when we did that. I don't have history with Fantastic Four. I went with Captain America, even though I had much more to know about that and the issues with making it. And I'm like, this is a huge risk, but it might just surprise us. It did not surprise us. Um, but as this one had the trailers, additional trailer, each one had me more and more excited about it. And I'm like, just the weight of it and tying into different things that have teased Fantastic Four in previous movies. I'm just like, oh, I'm actually getting really, really excited for this. Then I hear great reviews, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting way too excited for
Okay,
this.
they have
I'm
said that about other things. I bet back before Captain America came out earlier this year, there were great reviews on it. I'm sure
probably,
there were.
probably.
So that's why I didn't let it get to me. But yeah,
But then some YouTubers liked it. And I'm like, okay, I like a lot of the things that they like. So I'm optimistic. So I was hopeful, very hopeful, very excited walking into this and getting into our ratings of this movie. We do things a little different here, not your average cinema. We give our ratings right off the bat, and I will say that this one did not disappoint me. I walked out of this, I'm like, that is definitely at least a 9 out of 10 for me. I want to maybe sleep on it a little bit to see if it does go up to maybe a 9.5, 9.25, but I was extremely satisfied with this movie.
yeah, I think it is. It's a tough one to rate. It's tough to rate because we've had a lot of down. I think recently in the Marvel movies, there's been a lot of like. I know it's great to hate on them now, but maybe there are still like five, sixes, sevens, where it's like, it's not the greatest, but it's not like it's just another Marvel movie, and I feel like this is above that for me as well. But I wanted to. My initial thought was nine as well, but I'm like, I don't know if I want to give it. I don't know if I can give it that high, or if that's just like because my expectations were. I think it was on my list because I thought it had a chance of being good. It's
Yeah.
just surprising me. So my expectations, even with those trailers and stuff, it went up a little bit, but that's still kind of like, meh. For the end of the day, this could just be, a bit of a flop. But yeah, I think overall it's pretty good. So I'll go with an 8.5. We'll go in the middle so I don't get too excited.
Yes,
Uh,
yes. Okay, so you're the critics here with the 88, and I'm the popcorn, I'm the fans, I'm the everyman here. Um,
exactly.
but yeah, so another thing to maybe mention if you're going to it and you don't want spoilers, we'll probably kind of talk about some spoilery or try not to spoil things, but we might get into that in our sections when we go through the good, the mixed, and the bad of it. But a little detail you might want to know about post-credit scenes and mid-credit scenes is that there are two in this. There is a mid-credit scene and a post-credit scene. Overall, for thumbs up, thumbs down, there's one that I highly prefer to the other. And I think that's going to be pretty much everyone's thoughts. One of them's kind of really nothing, just a nice little thing thrown in there at the end. But one of them Teases some really cool stuff, I think.
Yeah, I would definitely stay for the mid credit. If you aren't a completionist, you don't have to stay for the end credit. Yeah.
So yeah, so that is, let's move on to the good of the movie. And you demanded that the first thing we talk about be Rock Beard.
Yes, I thought. I think it's because when we looked at the trailer, I feel like I was a little down on it. I think you were a little bit more up on it than I was. And I was like, it doesn't look that good. And then when I actually saw it in the movie in the on screen, I was like, okay, that does look pretty good. They do a pretty good job at just representing the thing overall. I don't have much history with the Fantastic Four, so I don't have much to compare it to. But I thought for being kind of a rock guy,
Yeah.
I thought it worked pretty well. I think he looked pretty good overall, and I think you had mentioned like he had a cap on multiple different times. And I thought that looked good. I think they just made him look very presentable. Like you know, I, doesn't it wouldn't surprise me if he went out and you know was in I don't know a relationship or whatever with some other normal
Yeah.
humans and stuff, and it's not like he's this scary monster kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think they make him very presentable,
Yeah.
and yeah, it works really well.
Yeah, I think it does come across that these aren't, because in the thing, I guess they go up into space. It's in the trailers. They go up into space and come back different. Something happens and changes them and gives them these powers. Um, and yeah, they do feel like these are humans. And with him especially being the one who is so physically different, I agree that he does still feel like a real character. So
Hmm.
good job there. And I guess yeah, I don't have it here, but the visual effects, I guess, of the Rock guy, I guess I do they ever call him the Thing? Does anyone ever say that?
I don't think so. I
Okay.
don't remember them saying that. They try
Yeah.
to get him to say a catchphrase, but I
Yeah.
don't think they ever call him the thing.
Yes, but what is his name? Ben, I think the guy's name. Um, I forget what I was even saying, but yeah, he looks good visually, and I think the visual effects throughout didn't have it listed here, but that would definitely be a lot of really cool things represented. And speaking of the next one here, the Ag Surfer, the Silver Surfer, I thought looked really cool and was actually a much more interesting character than I thought it was going to be. They give that one a lot more depth than I was
Hmm.
expecting, and I loved it.
Yeah, going back to not having any history with Silver Surfer or anything, I kind of in the trailer and stuff just assumed like, oh, this is just kind of a minion that's going to just feel almost robotic, not really have any sort of humanity or anything to them, just kind of blah. And yeah, I think they put across some good stuff, I thought, and I almost would have actually liked even a little bit more. I think so. That's kind of surprising because usually for minion type characters or ones that feel kind of like it's just a minion to the big bad. Um, usually I'm like, I don't really care. I don't need to know. I don't need to know more about them. I don't need to know like what's going on behind the scenes with them or anything. But I would have liked that here.
Yeah, yeah, I could see that. I think it was a good amount. I don't want it to go too much into becoming her movie, kind of thing,
What?
but I think it was a good amount. Maybe a couple little scenes more. But yeah, overall, loved what we got there. And overall, the characters, I think. I don't really have one that I don't like with the cast. I know you may have one in particular that you may like less than the rest, but the main family here, including the robot, I had a good time with each of them. I was worried. I'm like, am I really going to buy this as a family? Am I going to really be emotionally invested in these characters? Because I don't know if the actors. I loved Eddie and Stranger Things, so there's that one. But other than that, I didn't know if I would really connect with them. But I found myself being pretty invested in them from pretty early on. I was cheering for them. So I think they did a great job.
Yeah, I think the dynamic worked pretty well with them. And yeah, I again don't have a history with this, so I don't know what the Reed Richards character is supposed to be like. But I think that was the only one I had a little bit of a problem with. Is as you can see there on that poster, I don't believe Pedro is smiling. I don't know that he smiles in the entire film, and I'm just like, eh, I don't know. I think he probably actually does, but it's just like there's times where I think he should be a little bit more happy, but maybe he's just kind of this. I mean, to me, he seemed like this kind of stressed, possibly depressed kind of character, and I was just like, I get sometimes if maybe you're a smarter person and you're thinking out all these possible negative outcomes, that's not the happiest thing in the world, but I feel like they didn't tell me that enough to be like, oh, that's the reason why he seems like he's so depressed.
Mhm.
I didn't feel like I got enough of that, if that is what he was going for. Um,
Yeah,
so that was the only one that otherwise, I think he still did fine. I don't think it was a bad performance. I liked the other ones a lot better.
yeah.
If
I
I had to get rid of one of them, that's who I'd get rid of, is what I'm saying.
Wow, wow. I really liked his performance in this, and I think that and that's what got me excited about it in the trailers when the people are like, "Oh, are we okay? Are we gonna be okay?" And he's like, I don't know," and he's just very serious and straightforward with it, and I'm like, that just tying into the bottom thing listed here, the weight of it. I think he added a lot of weight by being the very serious one, trying to find things and then find out how to be victorious. And when he's struggling to do that, I think that added a lot to the movie to feel like it actually had stakes. Where if he was maybe a little more fun, I don't know if we would have had that if he was more of a Tony Stark type of genius, kind of cracking jokes. I feel like we would have lost some of the seriousness, which is one of the main things that was having me hooked from the trailers. So I'm actually happy with how they did his character and
Okay.
how they had the whole film feel like there were real stakes. And I actually felt like they could absolutely lose. This could be a spoiler alert for one of the Avengers movies 10 years ago. This could be another Infinity War where the heroes don't end up winning in the end. And I think that just made this one feel a lot different than just your every superhero movie. Good guys win, obvious from the start.
Hmm. Yeah.
And then the last thing listed here was the setting. So this is an alternate, it's like the opening shot of the movie. It says Earth 838 or
838.
something.
No.
Did I get it right? Was that what it was?
Yep.
I knew there was an 8. So it's a different Earth. I think we're like six something. I don't know what the main timeline is, but this is eight something. And this one is, I don't know what decade it actually takes place in, but just the whole style of it, I think feels very 60s is kind of what people say with the Fantastic Four and their apartment and how they're treated as celebrities and the whole town kind of being a community that really is a character of its own. I really love that setting. It just adds so much flavor to this one because so many of these movies do just feel like you're copy pasting the same thing, just a different hero with a different power. This one felt different.
Hmm. I would agree with that.
And on to some of the mixed aspects. Let's start getting a little negative here. I threw this one in here with the origin story, which pretty much what I said before. Like they go up to space and come back changed. That was in the trailers, and that's you don't get much more than that in this movie. And not that you need to. I don't think it needed it, but I would have liked to see a little bit of what happened and how they became the way that they were, and maybe a little bit of how they adjusted to that. But did not get really any of that in this one.
Yeah, and I don't think this was a problem for me personally. I thought the way they did it worked perfectly fine, just because I think that would have taken up too much time, and I don't know if it would have necessarily been that interesting. But maybe, with kind of their different types of powers, I suppose you could do. I don't know. I guess I don't know what their actual origin is and how
Yeah.
each one became, if there was actually some reasoning
I'd
for
like to
why
see
they became
just
the way they did, but
some visual, just like a 10-second visual of what
of
happened or
extreme
something.
pain turning into Rock Man and Flame Man,
Yes, how is it
Invisible
so
Woman and Stretch Man.
diverse of superpowers? I don't get it. And that robot was probably another human. Now they're robot.
That's true. That's true. And they don't even get to be one of the Fantastics. Dang it.
And the other mixed here was Galactus. And you kind of said, I think you thought we probably needed a little more of him, similar to Silver Surfer. And I,
Mhm.
I agree with that. I don't think I hate anything that we got from Galactus. I think he looks pretty cool and obviously more great CGI and just is towering when you
My
see
question,
him.
could he take on Godzilla?
Ooh.
I don't think he could.
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so. Mecha Godzilla and Galactus versus Godzilla and Kong. Ooh, that would be a fight right there.
But yeah, I would have liked to see more. I actually thought he would actually be bigger than he was. I mean, I thought he was big, but I thought he might be even bigger than he ended up being.
Yeah.
That's what made me ask the Godzilla thing because I'm like, oh, Godzilla would tower over him. Uh, but yeah, I guess I don't know how big he's actually supposed to be, but yeah, just this board game that we're into. That's the first time I'd ever heard of Galactus, and it's this huge
Oh, yeah.
mini. And that's what made me think, oh boy, he's going to be really, really big. Then I wonder how they're going to show that. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
and in the trailer, we could see like his foot moving past. For some reason, I still thought he'd be. I'm like, that kind of doesn't seem like it'd be
Yeah.
that big. And then it ended up probably being about what you'd expect based on that. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm a little surprised.
I think they're just at that line where if he was a little bigger, I feel like he would just lose touch with how big he is. It's just like, I can't even understand how big that is, and you just kind of lose it and you can't connect with it as much. But still big enough. I think they made him probably about perfect for actual being able to follow it and think that he is a threat, but. There are some parts to his character where I'm like, okay, there's maybe a little more here than just your typical one-dimensional, I'm gonna take over the universe villain. There's some things that they say, and I'm like, okay, that has me intrigued, but I don't know. They didn't really give me more than just general vague ideas that were interesting. Just wanted it to be explored a little more, sadly.
Yeah, I agree. Especially yeah, not knowing a ton about Galactus' background at all. It's just like I'd like to know maybe some more about I don't know, just understanding what's going on here and why he is the way he is.
Yeah.
Why he's Ryback. Feed me more. And I'd like to know.
Yeah. Maybe we can get an origin story, a little Disney Plus show.
There we go.
Oh boy. And then in the bad, Smart. You can cover that one all about Mr. Smart, Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, Mr. Man. To me, I'm like I felt like there was too much telling me. Oh, he's so smart. He's smart. He's smart. And that didn't do anything to show me he was smart necessarily. Like, yeah, sure he did like this or that, and then he's like, oh, this da 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 da, this da 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 da. I don't know. He didn't. Did it? Did it? Do you remember him doing anything that was like, like snap your fingers quick, smart, like making these last second decision kind of things? That's like, oh, that was actually pretty clever that he did. And I don't know. Maybe that's not the type of smart he is, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just not that interesting. Just having like, oh, he's just a very, very smart mathematician kind of guy, and we show him putting equations on a chalkboard, and then he just says things, and that's just the way it is.
Yeah, I
But he
don't know.
doesn't really do anything clever or anything. I feel like when in movies you kind of have to show him doing like something clever like that for me to really get like, oh, okay, yeah, that was pretty smart of him.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know if they really had that kind of in the moment, like, oh my goodness, he just did something really clever that just we as an audience can understand. Like you can say, oh, he came up with this technology or whatever, and it's like, that just happens. We don't have that technology in real life. It's just some science fiction thing that they said he made. And it's like, sure, that makes him really smart, but we don't understand it. where you had to dumb it down a little bit to make him do things that we can understand that we're like, that's clever.
Right. What
Um,
could he do with a box of scraps? That's what I want to know. I don't know if he can do anything.
they should have given him some. They should have given him some. But yeah, I think that that could be an issue. And there's some parts in the movie where I'm like, that doesn't seem very smart. Certain plans, and I'm like, the
Yeah.
logic of how this went down, I don't know if that's really the best way to handle it, or not just that character, but other characters. And I'm like, I don't know if that quite works, but uh,
That's why I'm like, oh, he's spending this whole time being this, straight character of, like, trying to not really have any happy emotions or very limited. And you know, that would make me think he's spending most of his time in his head thinking up smart things. And then, yeah,
yeah.
like you said, they get into these actual situations, and it's like, that was the best he had. Yeah, that doesn't really add up. But
Yeah,
I guess in the end, it may have worked out.
may have worked
You
out.
have to go see the movie to see if it did or not.
Yes. Oh boy.
And then this other one was also a me one, and it's not that big of a deal. It's not like, oh, this drags the movie down in any way, but kind of in the trailers they had teased that the thing would say it's clobbering time, but they wouldn't have him say it in the trailer. I'm like, okay, well, it's going to be a big moment when they say it. And when he said it, I mean, it's an important moment. It's an important time, but like an important time to fight and stuff. But at the same time, I was like, okay, I with what's happening during this time, it just felt out of place. Like, okay, we're kind of making a little bit of a mockery of this
Yeah.
situation. I wish he would have said that like some other time where, I don't know, it would have felt more
Yeah.
big moment. Like that would have been the big moment.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think that. I think that was the biggest moment. There could be maybe more like this, where maybe something fun or humorous kind of undercuts a serious situation. There's a few moments in here, kind of mainly with the torch. He's probably the most humorous of the characters. Says a few things throughout the movie where it's like, okay, this is a very serious, dire situation, and you just said something that's funny. But it's like, would you really say that in this situation, considering what just happened, or what's happening right now, or where you're going? And I think that the it's clobbering time is kind of one of those moments too, where it's like, would we really be saying this? And if you've seen the trailer, you kind of know a little bit of just how might go down. It's like this does not feel right in this moment.
Right. Because yeah. This it's a serious time. It's like something serious happening, and then it just like goes to that, and I'm just like,
It's
okay,
fun.
I guess.
It's the most edge of the seat moment in of the whole movie for me. I was like, "Oh my gosh, what's going to happen?" And then they do that.
Right. Yeah, that's why I just didn't land right, and I feel like you could have made a big moment about it, like the Avengers Assemble kind of moment.
Yeah,
You could have made something big like that, and you chose to do it there, and I'm just like,
yeah,
maybe would have done. I can't think of a specific moment where I would have done it, but
yeah,
you could have written a specific moment that you could have changed things around a little bit and made it make sense. I think, but
yeah.
yeah, but it's not that bad of a thing.
Those are
It's not
pretty.
dragging it down.
Those are pretty nitpicky of bad.
Yeah.
It's still eight, high eights to nines for both of us, and I'm really happy. I'm really happy with the year. I don't think there's any other DC Marvel superhero films coming out this year, but I'm pretty happy with this one. I was just hoping, like, maybe just, I was pretty sure this wasn't going to be last going into it because we have Captain America, which isn't terrible, but it definitely was the weakest.
It's pretty weak.
Um, and I really love Thunderbolts, and Superman was right in the middle there, and I'm like, I really like Superman. I hope this is at least on the level of that. And I'm going away with it thinking, like, okay, it's this or Thunderbolts. Like, they're pretty close for me.
Hmm.
I'm really satisfied as a Marvel fan. I don't know if we're back, but it feels like we're actually setting the pieces in place to build something bigger, build towards another Avengers movie. And if you can do it and do it in the high quality that I think the last two films have been, I'm a happy Marvel fan.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And this kind of actually, because I think I was actually pretty happy with Superman, having pretty much no history with that either. But I think this kind of put that to shame a little bit for me. I think this is probably going to hurt Superman quite a bit for me,
Yeah,
because I definitely preferred this one over Superman. But then, yeah, it's been a while since I watched the Thunderbolts, but they feel kind of even to me. They kind of have
yeah.
their own different bits that I probably like more. But yeah, definitely those two, Superman, and then yeah. But yeah, let
Oh,
us know in the comments below which ones your favorites are of the year superhero movies, and yeah, let us know what you think of the future of Marvel. If it's in good hands, if we're going in the right direction, if you're hopeful for more of this, more of these Fantastic Four. I think they said at the end they will be returning.
yeah.
So well, maybe some of them. We'll see. But yeah, otherwise, if you like the video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe for future reviews, and as always, don't forget to keep on nibbling on that movie theater popcorn.